We have just witnessed what is the best finale in all of this show. No, wait, scratch that. The best finale in any superhero project ever made. It truly tests Mark's limits and he truly becomes... So let's talk about it. There will be spoilers ahead, so come back after you have watched it.
Stand ready for my arrival, worm.
After the arrival of Conquest at the end of last episode, we waste no time and we see the fight between the two. Conquest is pretty much walking the floor with him, and Oliver even joins in to help with the fight, after a motivational talk from Debbie. As they fight, they keep crashing into every building, and we know that eventually this will probably lead to someone's villain arc, like what we saw last time with Powerplex in the Chicago incident. Eve also recovers and sees Mark is in trouble, so despite people telling her not to, she goes to help Mark. Oliver almost gets ripped in half by Conquest, and Mark gets enraged and starts landing some good shots on Conquest. Eve then arrives and she starts beating the crap out of him, but soon after she gets worn out and Conquest starts ripping her apart. Mark then catches her body, and then he has a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan moment and flips out and starts beating the crap out of Conquest and destroys his fake arm. Conquest also talks about how he feels alone since all the other Viltrumites are too scared to be his friends, adding a layer of emotion to this emotionless monster that isn't in the comics. Eve then suddenly awakes and surpasses the limiter put within her that stops her from manipulating human matter, and she just starts blasting Conquest and rips his skin off before fainting back down. Mark then pummels Conquest with his head until Conquest is dead. Cecil then comes and takes Mark and Eve to be healed, and Eve tells Mark about her limiter. We then see the funeral of Rex, where Eve tries to give a eulogy for Rex, but she can't get through it. Rudy also renames himself to Rex, explaining why Eve called him Rex in that future scene in season 2.
Shut up, Rex.
And bro doesn't deserve the name of this goat considering what he does in the future. We then see that the Sequids are alive once again. Battle Beast then gets saved by a bunch of aliens, and the technicians give Levy a new arm. Cecil also plans on reviving Conquest to get more information about the Viltrum Empire. And that's about to go as well as running blindfolded in the middle of a motorway. Then we see Damien Darkblood summoning some mysterious people to help him fight. This was a bloody and brutal finale, as all the other season finales are, and we see that Mark is still unprepared to fight the Viltrumites, despite going through an insane training arc between season 2 and 3. But he still does hold up pretty well against Conquest, and he does defeat him on his own, with slight help from Atom Eve, so he isn't completely out of the league when it comes to the Viltrumites. He still needs a bit more training. But the fight nevertheless was still very cool to watch, and the last 2 episodes was such a magical feat to watch. Anyone who is defending Cecil throughout this entire season needs to get their mind checked. This man is the biggest idiot in the entire universe, besides the Immortal, because bro is literally reviving a man that can break out of that prison with a blink of an eye.
Why?
I mean, I get it, it's to defend the Earth, but at the same time there's probably better ways to do it. Conquest saying that he has no friends is absolutely diabolical, and it makes him cooler than he already was. Now we do need to see more of Nolan in the story, since he came for 1 episode this season, and we haven't heard from him since he broke out of the Viltrumite prison, but I guess season 4 will be the answer for that. We also see that Mark is finally ready to kill people if necessary, especially if they hurt his family and friends, and this was the main thing holding Mark back. He quite literally was holding back his punches as to not kill his enemies, but now that doesn't seem to be the case, and now he might not actually walk out of a fight with 2 limbs remaining, but it could also show the darker side that the other Invincible variants in the Invincible War had. Also, I very much would have liked to see an Immortal lose to Conquest purely for my own entertainment at this point, just because he's taken so many L's. But story wise, this sets up a lot of stuff for the next seasons, and the fact that we have to wait a year or more for the next season is kind of infuriating, because I want to watch season 4 now. So overall, this episode gets a 10 out of 10 and the entire season gets a 9 out of 10. Subscribe and comment below your thoughts.